Hey YouTube, Halo Guy here. Today is a great day. It's a day that will go down in history as the day Halo was reborn on the PC platform. That's right guys, as you can see from the title, the first flight for the MCC PC is active right now. So if you haven't checked your emails, do it now, and remember to check your junk folder, because for some reason every time I get insider emails they always end up in the junk. Now, sadly, I didn't make it into this flight, so I don't have any PC Halo Reach gameplay of my own to show you in the background, so I'll be using the gameplay the Halo YouTube channel posted instead. But if anyone watching is in this flight and wants to record 10 minutes or so of 4K 60fps gameplay, feel free to send me it over and I'll feature it in the next video. But enough rambling, I have a huge blog post and a huge forum post to dissect and turn into video format for everyone's viewing pleasure, so let's get into it. In terms of the current flight of MCC, Sketch outlined in a forum post that the build for the flight is an updated version that was brought to E3 for fans to play. So the only content in this build is the Tip of Spear mission, and the build is generally a bit buggy and is prone to crashes, so that's something to keep in mind when playing. Remember, you're playing this as a beta tester, and while you will get the enjoyment out of playing it, just remember that the primary reason that you are playing it is to find and report bugs back to 343. Now, the goal for this flight is simple. They want to help the team validate the process and pipelines to get a build out to insiders on Steam at a much larger scale. They're also looking to get feedback on the state of mouse and keyboard controls and how the game actually feels to play. They're also looking to see the outcome of different hardware being used to play the game to see if different drivers cause any problems for the game at all. They also confirmed that the flight isn't under any sort of NDA, which is why people are able to stream and make videos on the game. However, it is noted that this may not be the case for all future builds. Some stuff might be confidential in future builds, but the invitations to each separate build will specify if content creation and simply speaking about the game is allowed. Also note that the flight will only last until Monday the 1st of July, so it is a very short flight. Less than 1,000 people were actually selected for this flight, and those that got selected were selected based on their PC specs, as they want a very wide range of PC capabilities. I also believe that those with very large audiences were also selected, which only makes sense as it allows for great advertising and marketing, and there's really no reason for anyone to get mad over this. I'm just happy we finally have a build out there, even if I personally am not able to play it. We'll be hearing the outcome of the flight when it ends in just a couple of days, so stay tuned on the channel for that, as I'll be covering everything related to the topic. Now, onto the blog post by our Lord and Saviour Postums, covering the MCC's present and future. And we have some great news. All of your forged maps and custom game types that are in your file share on the original Halo 3, Halo 4 and Halo Reach are going to be migrated over to your MCC file share. However, this is a one-time thing, so all of your maps and game modes that you want ported to the MCC needs to be put into your file share ASAP. There's no actual date on when this migration is happening, only that it is happening. So you're best putting your stuff on your file share now before you forget and the opportunity is gone forever. Now, unfortunately, only maps and game types will be transferred, so no screenshots, clips or films will be ported over, unfortunately, due to difficulties in the process. But I'd argue that that isn't really a big deal. The main thing we want ported over is the maps and game modes, since that's this real content. Next up on the agenda, we have details on the implementation of Forge and Theatre on the PC version of MCC. And unfortunately, these features won't be available when Halo Reach launches to the general public. But we have an explanation to why this is, and I quote, "We need to properly give both features enough time so that they are a true PC first experience. When you look specifically at Forge and what it truly is, it is a 3D editing tool that was built completely for consoles. In some cases, it's built to have mouse and keyboard support, and in some it's not. and that's one of our biggest challenges right now with the feature. We're investigating what the best solution is for both Forge and Theatre on PC. We know that to create a true PC first experience for both, where it's full mouse and keyboard support, is an undetermined amount of work at this point, and we haven't done a deep enough dive to determine how much work it truly is due to the priority of getting the main game up and ready. What we suspect is a very lengthy amount of time, so with that in mind we have to go and figure out what we think is going to be the best experience for PC players that also gets it into PC players' hands as soon as possible, so that we can empower the community to create the content they want to. Our primary focus right now though is the main game and getting it done. Forge and Theatre are going to be something we transition to post-launch, working with Ruffian and Splash Damage for PC. But don't worry guys, Xbox's Forge and Theatre modes won't be affected by this decision, and you'll still be able to play these modes in a way you'd expect on the console. Next up in this ungodly length of a blog post, we have a ton of new details on the progression system coming into the Master Chief Collection, and it is looking to be the best progression system I have personally seen since Halo 3's, which makes me super excited to see if Infinite follows in these footsteps. First off, we get some clarification on the seasons from the design director Max, not even going to attempt to say his last name. When a season ends, the content will not disappear like in other games such as Fortnite and Black Ops 4. The ability to earn those seasonal items will still be present, which is a big ol' thumbs up from me. Your season points will be yours to spend how you wish, so if the Combat Evolve themed season comes around, but you still want something from the Reach season, then you'll still be able to use all your earned season points and any further points that you earn on the Reach content if that's what you want to do. While at the same time, you could choose to completely abandon the Reach season items and just go for the new CE content if you want something from there. The choice and power is in the player's hands, which is plain and simply just an awesome thing to happen. We then get some details on the different currencies used in the game. The season points that you use to unlock content like armors, firefight voices, nameplates, and whatever else they decide to bring out. But you get these points by leveling up your global rank by playing matchmaking and online firefight. Each season will revolve around a unique theme with new playlists and unlockables. And like I said previously, when a new season starts, you can earn unlocks from any previous season you want. And now for the real juice of the progression system. The ranks. There will be a global rank and a playlist rank. When you earn XP and level up, you'll level up your global rank, with each rank having a unique name and icon, so no more Spartan ranks thankfully. The playlist ranks will be the same 1 to 50 system we have currently, but are now tied to the seasons, so they'll be reset each season, which I'm still a bit iffy about since it does take so long to get a 50, especially if you want to do it for more than one playlist. Now, what's interesting for the global ranks is there's kind of a prestige system like you see from a game like Call of Duty. I'll put up some prototype level icons that they're thinking about using. These ranks will roll over when you reach the final level, which allows us to continue ranking up and earn more seasonal points to spend on customization. So at least it has a purpose, and it isn't just a blatant copy from COD's prestige system. But as you can see from the first image, they have 3 sets where the ranks look slightly different when you rank up past the max rank. But in the second image, you have more of a tier-based system where you start at bronze, and when you complete all 30 ranks, your icon goes back to the recruit icon but in a silver version, and that continues on to gold to platinum and then ends when you reach master. Personally, I much prefer this version, but let me know what one you guys like down below. Now, back to the season unlocks. Season 1's unlocks were influenced by Reach itself, so the cost and level requirements are actually based on Reach's credit system, but it's more streamlined, so it takes a lot less time to earn everything than it did on the original, which makes sense. We aren't playing this game, or this season even, for 2 years. It will only be a couple of months until the season ends, and the next one starts that focuses more around Combat Evolved. But to actually unlock everything in a season, it'll take around 75 to 100 hours. But obviously that will fluctuate based on your skill level and how many kills and medals you can earn. And obviously, if you can't commit that time to each specific season, you can still earn the unlocks during any other season, so you aren't forced to grind out to unlock content under a timer that if you don't manage to get all the content in that time, it's gone forever. That is not the case, and I cannot stress how fantastic of a decision this was on 343's part. But what they did say is that they are looking to give us unreleased Halo Reach content. So will we finally get the GRD helmet? I think we might. And on top of that, they'll be looking to give us new skins, armour and visor colours to the other games, which would be so cool. Imagine rocking Gungnir helmet in Halo 3, or Hayabusa in Halo 4, or a completely new armour that we've never seen before. Just not Seeker. In fact, you know what? Seeker has become such a meme that I think it needs to be part of every Halo game going forward. I want to rock Seeker in Halo 3. I think that would be fantastic. If Seeker's not an infinite, riot. One final thing to cover, and I can release you back into the YouTube wild again. Again, sorry for the length, there's just so much to unpack, and I'd rather make one video instead of splitting it all up into separate videos and just spamming your sub box. But we have some news regarding the future flights. When this flight wraps up on the 1st of July, they will evaluate and prioritise the feedback, and when that's done, and they complete the feature work required for the next flight, they'll expand the invite list and move on to public flight 2, which hopefully I get into. And as the time goes on, they'll announce the time frame of when this flight will take place. Just make sure it's definite before you start announcing dates 343. That was one complaint I have. I don't mind the wait, I really don't. I just don't like getting my hopes up for a date or a month and then having it yanked from underneath me a day before the month ends, like what happened back in April and May of this year. Oh, and a special little bit of news that probably Late Night Gaming is really happy about. They are looking to bring CE back to party with the original Xbox version rather than the sloppy Gearbox port that we got. But this is something later down the line and isn't really a goal for the launch of CE on the PC MCC. But if they manage to fix all the graphical errors and glitches, I'll be super stoked about that. Because I've never actually managed to play the original Combat Evolved. I've only ever played the Gearbox version. I have the original Combat Evolved disc, but I have never played it because I have nowhere to play it. I was hoping that it would become backwards compatible on the Xbox One, but that sadly has not happened. And it doesn't look like it is ever going to happen, since they're stopping the backwards compatibility program and focusing on Project Scarlet's backwards compatibility instead. But that's all for me today, guys. What are your thoughts on the new features, specifically the progression system? Personally, I think it will be a great way to bring some life into the game. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. But other than that, guys, like the video if you enjoyed, it helps the channel out a ton. Subscribe with notifications if you haven't already to stay up to date with all my latest videos as soon as they go live. I'll be covering all Halo news, big or small, so you want to keep up with the channel. I'd like to thank you all for watching until the end, I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time, and have a good one.